back with us, our entertainment correspondent, Dave DeBaker. Hi, Dave.
Good to be back. I've been away for a while because there's been nothing entertaining happening. That's why I've been away. So that's what it felt. It felt like up until recently that there wasn't a lot out there to watch. At least I don't know. It kind of felt like some of the streaming shows dried up a little bit. I don't know what you've been watching or what you've been enjoying, but we've been watching a little bit of things here. Mostly, we've been watching a lot of football. That's what we've been watching. Yeah.
Well, we've been watching. Because Braden Lape is on The Voice.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We'd never watched that show before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And The Amazing Race and The Great British Baking Show.
Oh, yeah.
Those are what we're currently.
Have you finished the baking show season?
We've got one more of both.
Yep. Yeah. It was great ending, great episode. I hear like it's. I saw something like in Britain at least, the baking show is getting some backlash about the quality of the bakes or something. I don't know. Like people are saying it's not as good. I've only watched it for a few years, so I don't know. But they're saying it's not as good. But I really enjoyed the look.
They get a lot of criticism. Sometimes they do like they had a Mexican theme.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that
and
thing
they got
too.
all kinds of. They weren't politically correct about.
Well, also, why are they making fajita? I don't understand why in a baking show they're cooking up meat.
You're right.
That was the part I don't understand. I mean, also those British desserts, like they always have some sort of meat in them for some reason. I don't know why. Like it's like peas and lamb and like honey mustard or something in those desserts. It's really bizarre.
Today you're all making a pie, a fish pie.
Oh, right, exactly. Right. It's just like, and make sure you keep the heads in. It's very bizarre, yeah. But I mean, it still looks good.
What's his name is leaving?
Paul Hollywood?
No.
Matt and
the round-headed guy.
Oh yeah, Matt. Matt. Yeah, he's leaving. Okay, yeah. Yeah, they can't keep that second job. It seems like an easy job. I don't know how they can't keep it.
I would never quit that job. Look
I know.
All that free food.
All that free food. You get to hang out in the countryside in a tent. Like, look. You walk in, say 5 things to people, and walk out, and go back to your trailer. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy. I don't get it either, but yeah. Maybe I'll audition. I don't know. We'll see.
So what have you been watching?
We have been completely hooked on.
Oh, don't say The White Lotus.
The White Lotus, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I will say this it's very weird. It's very strange. It is very uncomfortable. Like it's one of those shows where you're watching it, and the characters are being so uncomfortable with each other, and so just cringy and just it's like you feel it in your bones. It's so good, but it's really a great show. It lives up to. I saw the first season and I really did like it, but the second season is way above it. It's really good.
See, we watched the first, I think, 2 episodes of the first season and couldn't. We just didn't like it.
I agree with you. It was the actors in the first season kept me going. So the actors in the first season, I was like, I like Mike White as the director. I've liked other stuff he's done, and I was like, well, I like him. I love these actors. These actors are amazing. Let me keep going. And then the first season, it's only 6 episodes, the first season. So by the 3rd episode, it kind of kicked into gear, and it got much better. And I liked the first season. I didn't think it was amazing, but the second season is phenomenal. It's really, really good.
I think do we have a clip?
We might.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, there's not much we could show probably.
No, I didn't think we could show anything.
Yep.
We do have a little clip.
We do have a clip.
A little tiny clip.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Whenever I stay at a White Lotus, I always have a memorable time. Always.
Welcome to the White Lotus in Sicily.
La Dolce Vita.
You guys are here to learn about your Sicilian roots. Sounds like a fun boys' trip.
Wasn't supposed to be a boys' trip.
We're on a family vacation right now, and it's just the 3 of us, because all the women in our family hate you.
Please, can we just drop it?
Now that he's loaded, you think he regrets marrying such a dud?
What is going on with you?
There's a reason they invited us here.
Yeah, again, amazing actor. Aubrey Plaza in this show, she needs to win all the awards for her performance in this show. She is amazing. I will say, if you're like uncomfortableness and weirdness, like if you're just like a normal, it's not going to be for you. But if you're kind of like into that sort of like strange, weird, really truly great explorations of people, it's a great show. It's really good.
So the first season was in Hawaii?
Yep.
So is it different people?
It's different. Jennifer Coolidge is in both seasons. She's the only person that's in both seasons. So her character from the first season was vacationing at White Lotus, Hawaii, and now she's at the White Lotus, Sicily. So I don't know if that's like they're going to make White Lotus, Indiana. I don't know if that's what they're going to do next or whatever they're going to do, but because I'm sure it's going to get another season. But and then all new characters or whatever they end up deciding to do. Because so you don't need to. And my wife, she had not seen the first season, and I said, I think we should watch the second season. I think you would like this. Let's start with this. And we did, and she's completely hooked on it as well. So, and then eventually we're going to go back to look at the first season for her.
Well, it's holiday movie season, and there are some great movies. They just aren't on the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah, it is that kind of year for it. They did a remake of the Christmas Story. Not remake. They did an updated version of the Christmas Story.
I won't watch it.
Which I won't watch. I mean, it sounds like a sweet show, but I won't watch it. I just rather watch the original. My standards are Christmas Story, Elf, and the Jim Carrey Grinch movie. Those are the three. Those are my three most enjoyable Christmas movies. So my son's a little too young. He doesn't watch full-length things yet, but I can't wait to show him those movies.
Well, I agree with you on those. I also like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yep.
And by the way, Derek Dobies is sponsoring a showing of that on the 17th, Saturday at 5 p.m. free at the Michigan Theater.
Oh, awesome.
Elf. And even though it's not a Christmas movie, it's a holiday movie, the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah.
It's obviously Thanksgiving, and just released. I need to find it. 75 minutes of original that was cut, or the film, but not enough. They couldn't fit in the movie, and I've seen like one clip of that, and I can't wait to see the rest.
Yeah,
of
the one with it's one with John Candy like smoking a cigarette and eating like that part. Yeah, I think it's on the Blu-ray actually, which I think I might have to buy it because. And I think it's the 30th anniversary maybe of it or something like that. And they really re-released it on Blu-ray and they have those features on it. And it is, I want to sit down and watch. I was going to watch it before Thanksgiving and I've just been swamped. But I haven't had time to sit down and watch a full-length movie at all. But I do want to rewatch that one. That is a classic. And good. It is Thanksgiving, but it's a family and it's heartwarming and I don't know. It's a really touching film.
And the clip that Dave's talking about, it's easily available on. You can find it. It's been posted on Twitter and shared a million times. It's John Candy eating a coney and smoking a cigarette at the same time.
Yeah, and Steve Martin just reacting to him doing that. Just cuts of Steve Martin's reaction, which are golden. It's just about. I mean, it's funny because at the time it was an amazing pairing. At the time, I remember watching it and being like, "These are two of my favorite actors. I love them." But now, 30 years later. Like those are the two icons of comedy in that movie together. Two of the best to ever act in movies and do comedic actors in movies. Two of them together in this, and with great characters in a great role, great direction. There's a great story about how it was made and published in Vanity Fair, which you can find online, I believe. And it's like an oral history of it with interviews from the cast about the making of it and that other stuff in there. And if you didn't love John Candy before, you will love him even more. The stories about him are just remarkable. He's was one of the most genuine, warm, kind human beings on the planet. He really was.
Yeah, and I think the other John Hughes films that he's been in, it's because he fell in love with them basically as an actor. He didn't want to work with anyone else.
Yeah, and just also I think like the two Chicago guys and just I think John Hughes had some, but John Hughes is a nice guy overall. Just kind of sweet, makes sweet, touching family movies. So. Yeah, and Plane, Trains, and Automobile definitely it's highly rated, but it's still underrated. I feel like it's up there. So yeah.
Well, it certainly is a season where all these Christmas classics roll out, and it really is hard to make a new movie about Christmas that is going to stand up like all those others.
Right. I wanted to see it before I came. Maybe I'll try it if I come back next week or in a couple of weeks. I want to see that movie that's out. It's Apple TV with Will Ferrell. And what's his name? Deadpool. What's the guy? Help me out. Someone. Ryan Reynolds. With Ryan Reynolds. It's a Christmas movie. It's like a take on Christmas Carol type of situation. It looks funny to me. I don't know. The reviews I've read have been mixed, but it looks pretty good to me. But yeah. But you also like Elf is just the best. I mean, Elf is great for funny. Home Alone is great for comedy as well. Like there's good genres in all these Christmas movies. So
there's a new Spielberg movie coming out, or soon to be out of the Fogelmans or something.
Meet the Fablemans, yeah. Yeah, it's finally Steven Spielberg telling his actual life story. Steven Spielberg's parents were divorced and he had some issues with his father. That's if you know him, and if you see that in all of his movies, that sort of him playing out that dynamic, working through that and telling that version, like in a lot of, like in Close Encounters, the father abandons the family, and Catch Me If You Can, there's a big issue with the father and the son in that movie. It's sort of been his motif in a lot of his movies. So to see him just directly just say, here's my family story, here it is, it's going to be fascinating. And I've heard great things about it. It's not playing in Jackson. I didn't check this morning. I don't think, it has opened, but I don't think it's playing in Jackson. But it'll be out streaming at some point down the line. So we're still having these battles between how long is it in a theater and when does it stream and all this stuff. But it'll be out streaming. And I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to get nominated for sure, definitely. So.
All right, watch for it.
Yep.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
Thanks for having me back. Good to be back.
Mr. Entertainment, Dave DeBaker.